Hi everybody, my name is Justin Stoney and I'm the founder of New York Vocal Coaching here in New York City. Welcome to episode 17 of Voice Lessons to the World, the show where we want to help you guys as singers by answering your questions about singing from all over the world. And I'll give you a chance to ask questions later, but our question for the week comes from Annie L. in Taiwan. And Annie says, "Dear Justin, I love your videos about the larynx. Can you tell me how I can lower my larynx?" Well, that's an awesome question, and thanks for the compliment, Annie. Let's talk about that today, because we have discussed the larynx a little bit, and we do need the ability to lower the larynx. So we're going to talk about how. For those of you that have never experienced a low larynx, we'll start with that. The best, easiest way to first feel a low larynx is to experiment with some character sounds. So if I'm speaking to you like this, this is speaking with a relaxed, neutral larynx.
But if I start to drop my larynx, then it starts to get a little bit dopier, maybe a little bit sort of dumber sounding.
And it's kind of a goofy voice, it's kind of a character voice. So, if I said, "Hello, my name is Justin," and then I made it a little bit dopey, it would be,
"Hello, my name is Justin."
So go ahead and say that first at home. "Hello, my name is Annie." Let's try that. And then go ahead and make it
a dumb character sound. "Hello, my name is Annie."
Good. So this is the first way that you can start to feel what a low larynx sounds like. A couple characters that might use a low larynx would be like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
"Oh no, I'm so depressed."
Right. Another might be Barney. If you remember that kid's show, we have,
"I love you, you love me, we're a..."
whatever. So that's a low larynx character voice, and it just gets you the sense of what that even feels like. But I should mention this. Our final product is not going to be this low larynx sound. We need the ability to know how to lower the larynx, but we're not just going to be jamming it down all the time. Even though, as I've said, classical singers sing with a lower larynx than pop singers, classical singers don't jam their larynx all the way down. It's just a little bit of a deeper coordination, laryngally speaking, than in a contemporary sound. So we don't want to be all the way down. This being said, it's not a bad thing to exercise your voice with a little bit of a deeper larynx. Now, here's some other things that are important for keeping a low larynx. We need physical relaxation. Physical relaxation of the breath, getting the breath deep in the body, as we've talked about, allowing the air to come down and to expand the abdomen. If you're up here, you're probably going to have a much harder time relaxing your larynx. The other thing is your posture. If there's a lot of tension in the upper body and you're feeling a sense of lift up here just from your posture, that's another thing to drop down. You also want to feel the feet into the earth, the hips dropping down, shoulders dropping down, and next you want the jaw to drop down as well. If you have a really tight and tense jaw, that's going to make it also hard to find the low larynx. So you want to have a feeling of release and looseness in the jaw. And then also the face. Some people really are singing like this, and that actually does tend to cause a larynx lift as well. So we want a looseness of face, a looseness of jaw, a looseness and depth of posture and of breath, and those things will contribute to your ability, Annie, to lower your larynx. Now the next thing is what vowel we sing with. If you want to get a lower larynx, if you're noticing that you're singing with too high of a larynx all the time and it's getting a little bit tight, certain vowels that you exercise your voice with are going to work better than others. Some of the best vowels for lowering your larynx are O, U, aw, and So again, that's O, U, aw, and Now you can kind of see that my lips on most of these vowels move this way. And that's another thing that can help you to lower your larynx if you need, is having lips and cheeks moving in and down. Okay? So we're going to do an exercise now that helps you with a low larynx. We're going to do a B-U-B, bub, 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 bub. And now this setup of bub, bub, bub is a really good exercise for getting the larynx down in case Annie or anybody else, you haven't really felt this before. So now what we want to do, this is the pattern. We'll do bub, 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 bub. And what we want to avoid is bub, 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 where my sound gets kind of nerdy and bratty. We're looking in this exercise purposefully for depth. So we want bub, 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 bub. I've got that deep sound, that open larynx. So that's the point. Now I'm going to give you a chance to do it. Guys are going to be down here. Bub, 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 bub. And ladies up here. Bub, 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 bub. And concentrate on all those things. Relaxation here, depth, loose jaw, narrowness, and make sure you don't squeeze the larynx. Keep a little bit of that character sound in the sound if you have trouble. Here we go. Bub, 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 bub. Nice. Good. Bub, 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 bub. Well done. Great. Bub, 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 bub. Nice. Bub, 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 bub. Bub, 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 bub. Good. Bub, 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 bub. Nice job. Bub, 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 bub. Last one. Bub, 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 bub. Great work. So, again, it's not our final product to sing with a very deep larynx, but depending on what style you sing, you might want a lower larynx. And all singers, even if you're singing a more contemporary sound, will need the ability to drop your larynx as a technical skill. So I do encourage you to work on that. Start off with the character sounds if it's new to you, and then think about some of those physical relaxation elements that I gave you. And then you don't have to do it on bub, you could do it on some of those other vowels, but work with some deeper vowels to help find that roundness and that richness in the sound is going to open up a huge realm of possibilities for you no matter what style you sing. So Annie and everybody, I hope that's been helpful for you guys today as singers. If you have questions you'd like to see us answer on the show, you can send an email to questions@voicelessonstotheworld.com. We just encourage you not to lose the joy and the passion. Don't let people tell you you can't sing. You know it's not true. Get with a great voice teacher that you trust in your area. If you guys are in New York City, you can check us out at www.newyorkvocalcoaching.com. And if you like these videos, you can visit www.voicelessonstotheworld.com. I'm Justin Stoney. We'll see you next time.